Hey, year six, welcome to Thursday. So Mrs. Moore sent me a photo and happened to be Josh, one of her sons, wearing a Cronulla jersey. So I just thought it'd be really important, just to feel like just to say what Josh was thinking. He really wanted to
Not
follow.
not funny, Mr. Martin. It's
But
not a
no,
picture.
it's a lot being a Cronulla fan, Mrs. Moore. Sad from the start.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right, so to start off our day, year six, we're going to go through literacy contract. Like we've said, you'll have next week as well to also finish off your mini speeches. So if you do the writing of them this week, perfect. Don't feel like you need to do absolutely everything for those mini speeches this week. And like Mrs. Moore said yesterday, let's make sure we're trying to do our STAR tasks first, like we normally would in our classroom. Make sure you try and do those STAR tasks first. And like we said, 1 to 2 tasks a day. Just make sure you put all your work into these slides, this slide or the one after, and just do it to the best of your ability like you normally would in class. After literacy contract, we've got shared reading. So once again, we want you to watch Thomas's TED Talk that we listened to yesterday. So Mrs. Moore and I have made some inferences about what we thought Thomas. We can see that Thomas has a personality of wanting to achieve his goals and has a personal drive. He started with a basic understanding of coding to know about having his own apps and the App Store, an app club at his school, and working with a third party to develop more apps. So we want you to listen to his TED Talk again and think about answering this next question. This is going to be you using some of your prediction and inferential skills based off what you see in this video. Where do you think Thomas will be in 5 years' time with his app development? So what do you think he's going to be doing in terms of developing apps in 5 years' time? Use some predicting and some inferential skills. And why do you think that? So just put your answer underneath there.
Remember to use some facts that you heard in his speech.
Yeah. So using evidence from the text to support your answers as well. And that will take us up to writing.
So in writing, we are coming to the end. So we are up to our conclusion. So today you will be beginning your conclusion, thinking about how can I recap the most important aspects of the speech that you've just written. So in a conclusion, you want to be thinking about, and I've got it written in bold there, what do you want the audience to be thinking or taking away after listening to your speech? What will your you might have a call of arms. What do you want your audience to change maybe in their life? Or what do you want them to be doing, maybe acting or taking into consideration now that they've listened to your speech? So that call to arms, or just recapping what you have talked about. And again, Mr. Martin and I might have a bigger chat about this in our Zoom meeting today at 9:30. So jump on there if you're unsure about your conclusion, and we will have a discussion about how to write that conclusion today in our Zoom meeting.
Yeah, Ms. Moore, I like to always think about a conclusion. It's kind of like a burger bun. We've got our introduction is our top bun, our nice juicy middle with meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato, whatever you put onto a burger is our middle. And then that bottom part is the bottom bun. And we're just kind of like summarizing and squishing it up and putting it together, bringing our speech together.
Yeah. And just recapping all those ideas. You're not bringing any new information in there. So if you have some statistics or some facts that you haven't used, the conclusion is not the place you do that. Yes. You are just recapping. So it's not about coming up with new ideas. Okay. So just stick to what you've already done.
Yeah. That'll take us up to maths. So for maths, this task is actually going to go over 2 days for us. So you'll be able to go onto Study Ladder or Matific to do your login for your one warm-up task for the day. And then you're going to be working on this task for the next couple of days. So you've been asked to plan our end of year graduation party for the 58 students that are in year 6. The party goes from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. and the budget is $2,000. Now down here, we have given you a list of the prices of absolutely everything that you'll need to use for the party. So you'll be working over the next 2 days to try and work and get as close to spending that $2,000 budget as you can. You need to use a variety of all of these different materials. You can't just buy all balloons. We want you guys to use as many of these different items here as you can.
Well, we wouldn't be allowed to have a party if we got no cups or plates to eat off or drink out of, or some drinks. So you need to think about, and remember, we're doing multiplication. So we want to see not repeated addition, we want to see some multiplication in your working out.
Yeah, definitely. Now, if you guys are finding this task either too easy or too hard, if you guys go to our Google Classroom here, what Mrs. Moore and I have actually created is that we've created an extending and an enabling prompt. So if you're finding that really hard to do the multiplication for with the dollars and cents, there is an enabling prompt, and in that enabling prompt, when it loads, it has whole numbers that you guys can work off. So rather than having dollars and cents, like $1.25, it might just be $1. And that might be able to help you out just to get started. It's the exact same question, exact same time, exact same number of students. It's just that the prices are a bit different. If you're finding those, that task when they're a little bit easier, we've also made an extending prompt, and we've made some of the work a little bit harder. So some of the dollars and cents here might not be around 5 cents, may not be 5 cents nice and round. They might be something like $3.77 or $3.23. So a little bit harder for you guys to try and get closer to that whole total of $2,000. So what you'll need to do is that for today and also for tomorrow, we have made some slides for you guys to do your work into here. So even when you do the work for tomorrow, you're going to be coming back up to this slide for slide 36 or 35 to put your working out in. And like Mrs. Moore said, we don't want to be seeing repeated addition. We want you guys to be using multiplication strategies, like using the algorithm, like using split strategy, like using the area model to try and work out your totals. And then we'll be going on to religion for our last part of the day.
So for religion today, we're going to be looking at, there's many times in the Bible that Jesus prays. And so we're just looking at prayer as a whole. So Mr. Martin and I have found the different, so that link there, Mr. Martin has already got that doc open. So we're going to go to that doc. And here I have, Mr. Martin and I have found all the different times in the New Testament that Jesus is praying. So you can read, all you have to do, you have to choose 3 of these Bible passages, and you are going to fill in the doc next on the next slide. And you're going to choose 3 of those passages, and you're going to answer the questions. Identify how Jesus was praying. Was he praying in silence, or was he praying in a group with a group of people? Where was he praying? Did he go off somewhere quiet? Did he go up to the mountains? Was he in the synagogue? Like, where was Jesus when he was praying? And why was he praying? I think that one is a bit of a reflection about what you are thinking. Why do you think Jesus was praying at that point? Was he uncertain with what was happening around him, and he felt he had to speak to God? Did he feel like he had to ask God for some guidance? Why do you think he was praying at that point? So up the top there, where we've got passage 1, passage 2, passage 3, if you could change that to the passage that you will be choosing from that doc, just copy and paste it over. So if you're going to choose Mark 1:35, just highlight that. Or Mr. Martin's going to do it for you. Highlight that, and then change where it says passage 1. And then that way, Mr. Martin and I know what passage you have used. Again, if you have any questions about that, make sure you come to our Zoom meeting, and Mr. Martin and I are quite happy to have another conversation and to step through that a little bit more.
Other than that, keep up the good work, guys, and we'll see you at the Zoom meeting at 9:30.
See you later, Year 6. Bye.